Alright, so They Clone Tyrone has come out, and the plot for it is pretty much this. A series of eerie events thrust an unlikely trio onto the trail of a nefarious government conspiracy in this pulpy mystery caper. Alright, let's get into the good parts of this movie, and the first thing I'm going to say is that the cast in this movie is really good. Overall, even the background characters and supporting characters in this movie are really good, but the trio in this movie is the best part. John Boyega plays this stoic gangster that clearly has a really complicated and dark past. And Jamie Foxx plays this loud and confident pimp, and Tanya Paris plays this loud and confident stripper, and I think that really balances out with John Boyega's character.
Me personally?
I think John Boyega is one of the best actors in the world right now, and he showed that in this movie. I'm not going to give away what he does exactly, but let's just say that he gets to play a lot of different characters in this movie, and he really showcases his range. The soundtrack for this movie is also really good as well, because most of the songs that they pick for this movie actually fit the scenes. The cinematography for this movie is also really good as well, because it actually looks like a 70s movie, but I'm pretty sure that this movie takes place during the 80s to 2000s. And I don't know the director for this movie, but I believe this is his first movie, and I thought this is a really good first movie for someone who's never directed before. And for a movie that stars Jamie Foxx, it was pretty obvious that it was going to have some level of comedy in this movie, and everyone in the cast overall is pretty funny, but Jamie Foxx was the funniest. And even the background characters throw in some really funny lines as well. Supporting characters, just random people in this movie just say really funny things. This movie has a lot of commentary in it, and I didn't fully get some of it, but some of the things that I picked up on was how black people go against each other and go to war against each other. Another thing would be just the racism that black people have to deal with, and another one would just be the exploitation that black people face. The Glen is the location for this movie, and I actually felt like the Glen was a real place with the people in it and the community and the people in this movie, obviously when you take out the cloning part. But yeah, once again, the Glen really did feel like a place that I would just find in America, and I think that's a credit to everyone in the movie. Some criticisms for this movie would be the final act for this movie. I would say for the first two acts, I was really buying into everything that was going on, but once the characters go and find the real people that are doing this stuff, I feel like I was kind of starting to lose my focus a bit. And I thought the people that were cloning the people in this movie and the villains for this movie, I thought they were kind of one note and kind of boring, and I didn't really feel the threat of these villains, because once again, the cloning people and like just sending them off into the public is very terrifying, and it's a scary concept, but I didn't think the movie did a good job of actually making me scared of the thing I'm supposed to be scared of. The movie also hints at a sequel at the end. Actually, I wouldn't even say hints at a sequel, but it does definitely set up a sequel, and I would actually honestly watch it, and that's usually not something I would say, because in today's era, we've gotten a lot of sequels. And overall, guys, I think that They Clone Tyrone is pretty good. I didn't have a lot of criticisms for this movie, but I do think it's a really great movie, and I think that most people are really going to enjoy it. It also did come out during Barbie and Oppenheimer, which is probably one of the biggest weekends in film history, so maybe that's why a lot of people aren't talking about this movie, but I do think this movie is definitely a worthy watch.